If you had just $100 to invest, where would you even begin? It's a question so many of us have. So let's break it down. A clear, no hype guide for what you can actually do with that first $100.
First things first, let's just get the biggest question out of the way. Is $100 really enough to make a difference? And the answer is a definite yes. Seriously. The old idea that you needed thousands of dollars just to get in the game, that's completely gone thanks to new technology and investing platforms.
And look, it makes total sense why people are hesitant. Investing can feel like this big, high-stakes thing, and nobody wants to make a mistake and lose their hard-earned money. So the whole point here is to just cut through all that noise and give you a calm, realistic path to get started. Now, before we even touch on where to put the money, we gotta talk about mindset. Because when you're starting with a smaller amount, what's happening in your head is honestly just as important as what's happening in your bank account. And this is probably the single most important thing to remember. That first $100, it is not a lottery ticket. This isn't about striking it rich overnight. It's about building a habit. It's about getting some real-world experience under your belt and, maybe most importantly, proving to yourself that you can do this. Just overcoming that fear of starting. That's the real win. So, what's the secret sauce that makes long-term investing work? It's a little thing called compound interest. All it means is that the money you earn from your investments starts earning its own money. Think of it like a tiny snowball at the top of a very long hill. The sooner you get it rolling, the bigger it's going to get over time. And this quote just nails it. Trying to guess the perfect day to buy or sell, well, that's a losing game, even for the pros. What really matters is just how much time your money has to grow. Starting with $100 today is so much more powerful than waiting a few years to start with $1,000. Okay, so we've got the why sorted out. Now let's get into the how. Where do you actually put that first $100 to get it working for you?
The absolute number one rule, especially when you're starting out, is diversification. It's a fancy word that just means don't put all your eggs in one basket. You wouldn't bet your whole season on just one player to win every game, right? Same idea here.
And here's the really cool part. You don't have to go out and individually buy tiny pieces of hundreds of companies. Instead, you can buy one thing, like an ETF or an index fund, and with that single purchase, your $100 is instantly spread out across all of them. It makes being diversified incredibly simple. Which brings us to a really important choice. You could put your $100 into the stock of one single company, but that's a pretty big gamble. If that company has a bad year, well, so does your investment. On the other hand, with a diversified fund, your money is spread so thin that one company's bad year doesn't really hurt you. For a beginner, it's kind of a no-brainer.
So what are these beginner-friendly tools? Well, we've mentioned ETFs and index funds, which are awesome. There are also robo-advisors. Think of them as an automated service that builds a diversified portfolio for you. And then you have fractional shares, which let you buy just a small slice of a really expensive stock, so you can own a piece of a big-name company without needing thousands of dollars.
And the best news of all, getting started has literally never been easier. Just look at some of these platforms. Many have zero or super low minimums to start. The most important thing is to pick one that has a good reputation and, of course, low fees. So let's just boil it all down into a super simple 4-step action plan. 1. Pick your platform. 2. If you can, open a retirement account like a Roth IRA. It gives your money this awesome tax-free superpower as it grows. 3. Pick one simple diversified fund. And 4. Make it happen. Invest that first $100. That's it. Okay, so you did it. You made your first investment. That's a huge step. But what now? Well, investing is a marathon, not a sprint. So let's talk about what comes next. Here's something you really need to get comfortable with. The market is going to have bad days, and bad weeks, and sometimes even bad years. It's totally normal. Your job isn't to react to every bit of breaking news. It's to stay focused on your long-term plan and just ride out the waves. So how do you build on that great start? With simple habits. Be consistent. Set up a small automatic investment every month. Even just $25 adds up like crazy over time. Let your earnings automatically reinvest. And, like we said, ignore the day-to-day noise. And just keep learning. The more you understand, the more confident you'll feel. So when you boil it all down, that first $100 is really just the foundation. The real prize isn't the money itself. It's the habit you're building. That consistency is way more valuable than the dollar amount you start with.
We've talked about the mindset, the tools, and the simple steps to take. We've seen that getting started isn't just possible, it's actually pretty powerful. So, really, the only question left is, what's your first small step going to be?
I hope this helped clear things up for you. If you have any questions at all about getting started, feel free to drop them in the comments below.